Welcome to Rally Hunt Club. In this webisode, I'm going to go over our second batch of trail camera photos. Now I'm going to do a little bit different this time. Now I've gone through these photos and I have arranged them in folders, but since there's so many different photos, I think I'm just going to use my photo editor and we're just going to flip through them like I would flip through them the first time I would see them. And as I flip through them, I'm going to show you the different bucks and fawns and stuff like that, and I will just throw some comments out about the photos as we go along. So let's get started. All right, let's get started. All right, let's go over the bucks first. Now I'll put these in general categories. Okay, couple young bucks. Nice buck here. He's really starting to grow. June 22nd. As you can see, he's probably a 3.5. But he's really starting to grow. Yearling buck. This is Sway. I got some more photos of him in a little while. He's actually come back on the property. He's looking pretty good. He's got those brow tines. Not the same buck as I was showing earlier though. Real nice buck. June 15th. As you can see, he's starting to really put on some growth. Now we've got soybeans up in here and we got soybeans over here. So he's eating this corn pile in between the soybeans. As you can see, he likes the corn. A nice little young buck here. Most likely a 2.5-year-old. Real nice potential. Look how he's got the bulbs. He's going to be an 8-point this year. June 25th. That's another reason why 2.5. Another picture of Sway on the corn pile outside. Okay. Alright. Going that same spot. Now this is a cool picture. See the lightning strike and Sway in the background? That's just one of them 1 in a million pictures. It's just unbelievable. Rain coming down. Alright. Coyote. 8:10 in the morning. Young buck here. Sway again. Another spot, another location of a young buck, 2.5, I would say. All right, we're back to the beginning of those. Yes. Okay. Let me go back to another folder, if the thing will let me. All right. Here's some of the bucks on our power line. You can see the fence of our 3 acres below. You see this is the area that's not part of the area they devastated. Nice buck coming across. He's a nice 3.5-year-old. Nice buck there. I still think all these are 3.5-year-olds. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I would say 2.5s. And maybe he's a 3.5. June 18th. It's hard to say on his growth. Turkeys, you can see the soybeans starting to come up. The bucks are out there in the middle of the day. 8:40 in the morning. Look at this one over here. He's just mowing down our soybeans. Out there again. There's the good old rain. Now this one looks like a pretty good buck here. That's about as good picture as I've got for him. He could be a nice 4.5, maybe at least a 3.5. I'd say 2.5. Our 3.5s normally average about 200 pounds body weight, so it's hard to say. But anyway, as you can see, they're enjoying our soybeans. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Here's these same these same bucks. The power line's in the background. So it's the same bucks that are out there eating They coming over here and eating here. You can just get a little bit better pictures of them. About 6 or 7 of them. Yeah, I think that one is a 3.5. He is looking pretty strong. That June 14th. We had 6 weeks of dry weather. I don't know. You know, I feel like that's not going to put on their best antlers this year. I can't wait till this next batch of photos we're going up next week to get. Those will be the mid-July ones. So they should really start to bow up and go upward. And then we can start making a little bit better determinations of which ones are going to be shooters and which ones are not going to be shooters. Now this is S'more Sway. Now he's a 4.5. I've documented on this series before, and he's definitely a shooter. I was hoping he'd put on a little bit more than that to be an 8 point, but this is June 16th, and that's where he's at. So maybe I'm just asking for too much, but he's a nice antler deer. He's gonna be nice. I'd love to shoot him with a bow, but he is frequenting those corn piles and those soybeans. So that's what we got for bucks. Now I want to show you this. I've never seen does lay in corn piles. I had 2 series of photos of does laying in corn piles to block other deer from eating them. This is the first series I had. She's actually trying to block away that big buck, Sway, from getting that corn. And he eventually pushed her off. Now, that was pretty funny. Now, that was the first occurrence. And at another location, as soon as I get there. Come on. Didn't know I had that many of them. Keep flipping through them. All right, this location, I had another. Don't want that. This location, I had a doe come in. There she is, and she laid down to block that doe. Now she's right in the corn pile. Now see her. Now when that doe goes away, she stands up and she starts eating the corn again. That's just funny. I've never seen a deer lay down in a corn pile to block another deer. Now I'm in with the fawns. We had a doe that had some kind of milk fever. See her udder here? And we thought that she might have, her udder is like inflamed. My dad thinks it's called what they call milk fever. Is when they get bites and gnats infect it and all. So we thought, well, she's got some bad udder. You know, she won't be able to produce milk. She's not going to have fawns. Well, wrong. There's her 2 little fawns. And she sees, there's her bag. And she's nursing them, and they look okay to me. And I think that's just cool how she's doing that. Now we've got about, let me see. We've got about, I'd say 9 to 11 unique photos of fawns. Now this mama here, I had a chance to shoot her with a bow 2 years ago, and she had 2 fawns with her 2 years ago, and I chose not to shoot her because she's doing so good with those fawns. Now she had a set of fawns there last year, and she's had a set of fawns there again. So she is a real good mama, real good mature doe. She does real good with those fawns. And I'm not going to shoot her with a bow again. So anyway, show you a couple more fawn pictures, and I'll wrap this up. I'd say about half the mothers with the fawns are twins, and the other half are singles. I think a lot of the singles are half of the singles are probably yearlings. And probably coyotes or some kind of predators got the other half. But looking at these photos, you can tell, you know, we got about 9 to 11 unique fawns on this on photos. So, you know, photos only count probably less than 25% of actual deer activity. So I think we had a pretty good fawn in here. Now here you see those two fawns playing. See that one running? They're having just a good old time. So anyway, this is a different way of looking at these photos. Had so many of them, I thought it'd be better just to flip through them than to there's a little guy, than to just try to go through them and put them in there and talk to them 5 seconds and kind of do the way I've been doing it. I thought this way might be easier for me to do it this way. So anyway, you can see what I see. So we're going up next week. We're going to get the third batch of camera photos. That'll be the last week of July. So I'm looking forward to that. Our antlers normally stop growing around the first week, second week of August. So we've only got about 3 more weeks of good growth. And then they start rubbing out the 3rd week of August, the 4th week of August, right before the bow season starts September 10th. So the summer patterns go away. So that's what makes bow hunting so hard in Georgia, is because they don't, once they rub the velvet off, their predictability out the door. So it's hard to shoot them in Georgia, especially you got the gnats, you got the bugs, you got the 90 to 100 degree weather. It's difficult, but I'm kind of excited about it because we're going to actually be able to hunt over bait legally this year. They passed the baiting law. So we'll see if that helps us early season. Maybe we can get a big buck on the ground before the 1st of October. So anyway, stay tuned. Got some more videos coming. And like I said, we're checking the cameras next week for the 3rd batch. Hopefully we'll have a few more big bucks and so on like that. So thanks for watching Reality Hunt Club.